A German study of socially isolated expeditioners sheds light on how loneliness changes the brain. 8 people agreed to have their brains scanned before and after their 14-month assignment on Antarctica's extreme ice shelf. They also monitored their brain chemistry and cognitive performance. They found the isolation altered the subjects' brains in ways that can hinder their ability to trust and connect to others. For more on this, we turn to brain health coach and consultant Leigh Richardson with the Brain Performance Center.
Well, I think loneliness not only affects our brain, but it affects the rest of our body, too. When you think of the brain's an organ, just like the heart or the skin. And anytime we get put into a state of distress, that's going to throw our organs out of balance. What the study found was that the prefrontal cortex, the very last part of the brain that fully develops, actually shrunk during the time. And that makes sense to me because loneliness is a type of emotional trauma, and we all recognize the impact that emotional trauma can have on the brain. And, at the Brain Performance Center, we look at a lot of things with the brain, but we look at neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to grow and to change. And when that brain is in that shutdown mode, the brain gets stuck. We lose that neuroplasticity. So when we quit using those neural pathways, the brain says, oh, I'll take that energy and I'll use it over here.
And not only does this loneliness put stress on your personal self, but it can also lead to other health problems. Let's talk about those health issues such as high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease. And there's also studies that show it can double the risk of type 2 diabetes and also raise the likelihood of dementia. So this is not just a stress, anxiety, and depression issue. This is a overall physical health issue as well.
Absolutely, Heather. It goes back to the beginning. Remember, the brain is an organ, and the body keeps score of everything that's going on in the brain. When people get anxious, a lot of times they'll get nauseous, or they'll get muscle tension, or maybe they'll get dizzy if they get up too fast. And a lot of times when people suffer from depression, it's fatigue. They're just so exhausted all the time. So when that brain is in a dysregulated state, it's going to manifest in the body.
What are some small steps that we can take to feel better if we are feeling lonely and disconnected from others?
I think the first step is to recognize it. Don't put your head in the sand and say, oh, I'm just having a bad day, it'll go away, because it won't. Acknowledge what you have going on, and if there's someone in your life that you can reach out to, and we all know people that suffer with a little depression or anxiety at some time, check in on those people. Loneliness does have a big impact, and don't ignore it and think it's going to go away. Do something about it.
That's Leigh Richardson with the Brain Performance Center in Dallas on KRL.